man. Hip hop don't age, man. Not at all. I'm gonna bring up our first act for the night. Man from Nanaimo, BC. Well, I don't know if he's from there. We're gonna find that out. He's residing in Nanaimo, BC. The homie Illtone. Make some noise for him, man. Good, good. Thanks for coming out, bro. Appreciate it. Well, here's your mic.
Grab this one. What up?
Not much. How you doing, man?
Not too bad. How you doing, chaps?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thanks for having us in.
Yeah, let's have a seat. All right, so I got to dig out the phone because, you know, it's a digital age. I keep all my notes on my phone just so you guys don't think I'm, like, checking texts or...
His Facebook is more important to him at this exact moment.
Yeah, exactly.
What a guy.
I'm updating my Facebook and Instagram and all that shit, so you have to give me a minute. So just for those that don't know, man, how long you been around? Where are you from?
I'm from the Comox Valley initially, but spent a lot of time over in Vancouver and the Lower Mainland doing my thing. I've been at it since I was like 12 years old, so a long fucking time. Not to date myself, we just have one of those moments take place right now. But yeah, I've been at it for a long time, but took about a 5-year hiatus and just got back to it last year right before the COVID lockdown happened. So I'm glad to have got some performances in, but yeah, that shit hit the arts and entertainment industry very hard. So still happy to be down here doing live streams, that sort of thing, working on my next album. But yeah, 6-year hiatus due to chemical dependency. So nowadays I'm clean and sober, just about 2 years, and have gotten back to my passions by having gotten rid of that shit out of my life. So
right on, man. Props for that.
Thanks, man.
Who inspired you to make music? Like, what artists were you listening to that really grabbed you? That thought, this is something that I could do. This is something I want to do.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like, I don't know, being with the struggles that I've had, chemical dependency, depression, that sort of thing. I kind of grew up looking up to Eminem, for sure. I mean, he's had some of the same struggles. You know, he's talked about them throughout his music history. So I definitely gravitate towards that sort of music, shit that comes from the heart, music birthed from struggle. But it was Nas and AZ actually were like the first two MCs that really got me into it. My style does not, you know, reflect that, but just for inspiration right off the bat, I would have to throw those two names out there. But for actual content, I don't know, it's just life itself. You know what I mean? Like I am who I am. It is what it is, and it will be what it will be.
That's dope, man. I was a big fan. Nas has always been like my top 5 easy. I was big on Illmatic, and especially It Was Written when that came out. I was
definitely, man.
Big Nas. Have you always been a solo artist?
No, I was in a group called Broken Logic way back in the day. So there were 3 of us. We started up in the Comox Valley. We used to do shows up there, relatively small shows. And when I moved over to the Lower Mainland, one of those guys moved over there too. So we continued on along that trajectory over in the Lower Mainland for a number of years. I've had a lot of dudes who I made music with over the years, but at my heart, I am a solo artist. My main focus was always my shit, not the groups. Like, the group was for fun. We performed together, but at the end of the day, I was working on more solo material than I was on the Broken Logic stuff.
As far as production, I know you produce a lot of your own stuff. Have you always done that as well?
No, I haven't actually. I went to audio engineering and production school in my mid-20s, and it wasn't until then that I started producing my own beats. So the album that I just dropped earlier this year, Up In My Head, it's actually an EP. I did most of the production on that one. There was one outsourced beat on the whole project by my late friend Dylan Sterling. May he rest in peace. He did the track Am I Good Enough, but I did the other 5, or at least co-produced them. So.
Oh, right on. Yeah, I doing my research, I always listen to the latest project usually coming up, and I listened to the last project. It was very well done. A lot of the beats, they sound very cohesive to each other. Like, it sounded
thanks, man.
Yeah, it sounded like you know, the project was put together with something in mind. Like, you know, some projects you hear and beats are all over the place, and there isn't like a theme to it, but there's definitely a reoccurring theme when I listen to your.
I appreciate you saying that, man, because I actually thought the opposite. When I listened to it when it was done, I was like, fuck, this shit is all over the place, man. So you're the first person I've heard validate the fact that it wasn't. So thank you.
I actually I thought it was very cohesive for sure. How many projects do you have out altogether, like between group and solo?
I've got I got one full length album, one EP, a mixtape that did reasonably well on Canadian urban radio, but that's about it, man. I've always focused on my live performance game, so I've done I've toured out in Europe a couple times. I've toured back and forth across Canada a bunch. That was always the main focus. I used to run a local night in Vancouver at the Cellar on Granville. We brought in other local artists who in turn sold tickets for the event. I've done a lot of openers out there. My focus was always the live performance and to make sure that I had fun events going on for myself and other locals to come be a part of as well. So I don't know, man. The chemical dependency as well got in the way of releasing full length projects. I suffer from obsessive compulsive disorder. This is something that a lot of people might not know about Illtone. So for me to organize projects in my head, it's a fucking ton of work. It's a ton of work for anybody to do it, but for me with that ailment, it takes a lot more of a thought process to put that shit together. So that and my chemical dependency issues and things of that nature have prohibited me from putting a lot of music out. But so I just got the 3 projects right now. You can find them at illtone.bandcamp.com.
Right on. And you're on Spotify as well, eh?
Oh, yeah.
What are all the sources people can find your music at?
So you can find me at Instagram.com/illtonesmusic, Facebook.com/illtonesmusic. I just started a TikTok as well, and YouTube.com/illtonesmusic. Basically all the big ones. So
Yeah, right on, right on.
yeah.
You talked about touring overseas. I noticed doing some research, you got to do some shows with some pretty big names. Do you want to brag a little bit and let us know some of those names that you were doing shows with?
I try to not do this too often, but I have had some pretty incredible experiences as a result of this. And yeah, I toured Europe with the Beatnuts, the world famous legendary Beatnuts, and real cool dudes. We did 6 countries together, a bunch of shows, and Juju and Les are homies for sure. And then yeah, I opened for Exhibit, Rakim, tons of just legendary acts. So we'll leave it at that for now. But yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, the God MC. That's dope, man. Any new projects coming out?
Yeah, I got one called Washed Up that's on its way. I've just gone through the writing process. I've got all the beats. I made a couple. Fresh Kills made one out in Toronto. A couple other sources. My homie Dead Giveaway from Washington or Oregon, I believe it is. And yeah, I can't really let too much out of the bag on that one yet. I have a pending legal situation, as I've filled you in on. And yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to have the time to put it out over the course of this year. So I got to wait for that to come to pass, and I'll find out a little bit more about that in March, and then figure out what I'm going to do from there.
Right on. Right on. Who are you listening to these days?
Oh, fuck, man. Lil Dicky.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man. I just checked out his show the other day, Dave, actually, and yeah, he's sick, man. He is himself, you know what I mean? I just love Lil Dicky. Dudes like Kendrick and shit, definitely sick. But Lil Dicky is what I'm listening to right now. I also just listen to a lot of old school rap still these days, but the new Busta Rhymes as well is sick as fuck. Czar, I listened to it once or twice. I was like, not really feeling it. Caught me the 3rd time, and now I bump it on repeat.
Nice. Yeah, I like the new Busta project. It's really good. So last question. I ask this to everybody who comes through. What's your favorite hip hop moment that you've experienced? A moment that you could categorize as only hip hop.
Oh man, Juju called me the ultimate opener when I was opening for the Beatnuts, and that was I never when I started doing this shit, I never thought that I would I started writing for fun. I would freestyle at parties and shit. I never ever thought that I would be on stage, period, and to hear an artist that I grew up listening to and idolizing to some extent say, Illtone, you're the ultimate fucking opener, was just amazing to me. That was in Würzburg, Germany, and yeah, that moment made the whole trip worth it. I mean, the trip was obviously off the hook anyways, but that shit just, it was the culmination of my rapping career at that point.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's really dope.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to get out of your hair and let you perform some songs.
Yeah.
Here. Thanks again.
I'm going to grab a different mic here. Thanks, Shaps.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
No problem. Make some noise for Illtone, everybody. Steelos once again on the ones and twos.